Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.
In September 2025, the reggae and dancehall world stood still, once again, not because of a song, but because of a moment. A video began circulating online. It showed the mighty Buju Banton, the Gargamel himself, performing his hit, Want a Man. But this was no ordinary performance. Buju wasn't just singing, he was moving. His waistline rolled, his hips gyrated, and his entire body spoke a language that some called passion and others called profanity. The man who once chanted till Shiloh now moved like a man unshackled from restraint. The crowd roared. The internet exploded. And the Rastafarian world paused. My name is Ras Dennis, and this is Reggae Just Extra, your #1 source for music, facts, and culture.
The dance that divided a nation, Buju Banton's viral moment explained.
For decades, Buju Banton has been more than just a musician. He has been a messenger, a symbol of redemption, a soul who rose from the ashes of dancehall's rough edges into the light of Rastafari's truth. Songs like Untold Stories and Hills and Valleys made him a prophet of the ghetto. His lyrics carried pain, purpose, and prayer. He was the voice of those who sought righteousness amid Babylon's corruption. So, when the video of him gyrating across the stage went viral, many Rastafarians were caught between admiration and disappointment. Some saw it as pure performance, Buju giving his fans the energy they paid for. But for others, especially within the Nyabingi and Bobo Ashanti communities, it cut deeper. They asked, where is the line between celebration and desecration, between the dance of joy and the dance of desire? For them, the issue wasn't about age or physical movement. It was about representation. A Rastaman, particularly one who has stood for consciousness, carries not just rhythm, but responsibility. Within Rastafari philosophy, the body is seen as the temple of Jah. It is not for vanity, nor for the enticement of lust. The movements of a Rastaman are meant to reflect his inner discipline, his levity, his balance with nature, and his oneness with the Most High. So, when Buju, an elder, a cultural teacher, a Grammy-winning ambassador of reggae, was seen moving in a manner that evoked sensuality rather than spirituality, the question arose, has the messenger forgotten the message? Elders voiced quiet disappointment. Some said, a Rastaman no move so. Others defended him, arguing that dance is part of African expression, that our ancestors danced in spirit, not in sin. But even those defenders could not ignore the irony. Just a year earlier, in August 2024, Buju Banton appeared on Drink Champs and unleashed a passionate critique of Afrobeats music.
You don't sing a song to free
He
Africa.
claimed the genre lacked depth, saying it was feel-good music without message. He criticized its focus on pleasure and wealth, saying it had forgotten the roots of struggle, revolution, and redemption that once connected Jamaica and Africa. He even questioned the value of its global success if it didn't uplift the people. In his words, what good is music if it doesn't speak truth to power, if it doesn't heal the people's spirit? Powerful words, words that echoed across continents. But fast forward to September 2025, and the same Buju who called for message over movement was now being accused of doing the very thing he condemned, moving the body without speaking to the soul. And so, the backlash began.
At Reggae Just Extra, we bring you the rhythm, the realness, and the roots of the culture.
Social media erupted. Some mocked him, others defended him. Critics said, he's too old for that. A Rastaman shouldn't be gyrating on stage. What message is this sending to the youth? Others countered, he's performing. Let the man enjoy himself. He's still spreading love and joy, that's what matters. Then Buju himself broke the silence. In a sharp, unapologetic response, he wrote, guys, calm down, I do what I love with passion. If I was just standing and singing, you all would have something to say. Leave me, let me entertain my fans. Go tell your favorite artiste they need to perform and stop robbing the people. Thank you, learn something or leave it. Period. Those words hit hard. They revealed not just defiance, but fatigue. A man tired of being caged by expectation. Buju has always been a lion, not a lamb. His art is rebellion, and in that moment, he roared again. But behind the roar lay a deeper tension. How much can an artist evolve before his evolution becomes contradiction?
Never say deep down in my musical dumb selection box. Find this one to run you out. Boom shot! Original veteran man called Lodi, just a no stranger. Tell about it.
This is not the first time Buju's movement, or his words about movement, have sparked controversy. Back in 2021, he declared that he didn't support men whining in dancehall. That statement ignited another cultural debate about masculinity, dance, and identity in Jamaican music. Now, just a few years later, those same moves he once criticized seem to have found their way into his own body. To some, that was hypocrisy. To others, it was humanity, a sign that even prophets are not immune to the rhythm of the world. In truth, Jamaican music has always walked this thin line. From ska to rocksteady, from reggae to dancehall, the tension between message and movement has never gone away. Where Peter Tosh sang equal rights and get up, stand up, another artist was whining to bam bam. Where Bob Marley spoke of liberation, another voice sang about temptation. This duality, the sacred and the sensual, has always lived within the heartbeat of Jamaican rhythm. Buju, perhaps unknowingly, has once again become the vessel for that ancient conversation. For Rastafarians, the discussion goes far beyond entertainment. It touches on the very foundation of the faith's purpose in music. Reggae was never meant to just make people move, it was meant to make people think, repent, and rise. Its roots are in resistance, in the cry of the oppressed, in the chant of redemption. So, when a reggae prophet begins to dance like Babylon's entertainer, it feels like a wound to the faith, a spiritual contradiction. Yet, perhaps, this is where the real lesson lies. Maybe Buju's moment is not one of shame, but of revelation. It reveals how fragile even the strongest faith can become in a world of lights, cameras, and digital judgment. It reminds us that behind the locks, behind the lyrics, behind the Jah Rastafari, there still beats the heart of a man, vulnerable, emotional, imperfect. Buju Banton's life has never been easy. He has faced imprisonment, exile, controversy, and cancellation. Yet each time, he returned stronger, spiritually reborn, lyrically sharper, more introspective. But now, this new storm feels different. It's not a battle against the system, but a battle within himself, between the artist who loves to perform and the prophet who must uphold the principle. Can both coexist? Can the Rastaman dance without losing the reverence of Zion? Can passion and purity walk the same stage? These are questions that go beyond Buju, they speak to the entire reggae movement today. Because reggae, in its purest form, is not just music, it's a ministry. And every artist who carries the banner of Rastafari carries the burden of representing truth, humility, and divine discipline. So, while Buju's waistline may move, his heart must still beat in sync with Jah's rhythm, or risk losing the message that made him who he is. In the end, maybe the controversy around Buju Banton's dance isn't about age, or religion, or even performance. Maybe it's about us, the fans, the followers, the faithful, who hold our heroes so high that we forget they too are walking through their own valleys of confusion and change. Buju once sang, "Only Rasta can liberate the people." But liberation begins with honesty. And sometimes, honesty comes through imperfection. Still, the question lingers like smoke in the air. When the waistline moves, does the spirit move with it, or away from it? That's it for this episode, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a positive comment in the section below, and I'll see you again very soon for another interesting video.